Today was a difficult day for many in America, although some were happy about it. Obviously, the Donald Trump supporter, the MAGA folks, very happy about it. But it was a difficult day for, I would say, more than half of America. And I think it's important for people to realize that while this is not normal, there is hope. And I'm going to explain that there is hope. And perhaps on a day like today, which just for whatever reason happens to fall on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I should say. I think his son reminds us of what is important and what it really means to be united. Watch this.
This year, the day that we remember and mark your father's legacy falls on the same day of the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. What will you be listening for in his speech? You said you're going to be paying close attention.
He has said that he wants to create some semblance of unity. Now, what that means is you got to be in dialogue with everybody. If you really want to bring the nation together so that it is the manifestation of what we call ourselves, the United States of America, we're not reflective of the United States of America right this moment, in my judgment.
Let's just be blunt about this. There is nothing about Donald Trump that he has ever said or done that reflects anything that has anything to do with unity. He's all about division. Everything is about division, about dividing people, about distracting them from what's important, about getting people ginned up on social issues, on wedge issues, by getting people ginned up over the border rather than working with Democrats and with people on the other side of the aisle, or who may even disagree with him on how to come together to fix the border, how to come together to fix America's problems. He would rather keep, especially his folks, the MAGA people, focused on issues that are not important to them, while he is raising their taxes and lowering taxes of the people he really cares about, and that's rich people. The Lincoln Project, I think, put this all into perspective about this is not normal. It should not be treated as normal. And the next 4 years should not be treated as such as well. And still, we should fight.
Inauguration Day, the day where the eyes of America and the world turned to Washington to watch the peaceful transfer of power. For nearly 250 years, it was a moment in which Americans could take pride, regardless of party or politics. But not this time. This time, the man swearing the oath of office today has proven already who he is. A liar, a felon, a thug. To pretend he's not a danger to this country puts our rights, our lives, and our futures at risk. He's a sucker for oligarchs and special interests, a patsy for our enemies, an embarrassment. Right now, Trump and his allies want you afraid. They want you helpless, to give up. Donald Trump is president again. No one is denying that. But America is bigger than this man, bigger than this moment, bigger than the future he intends to build, and the past he wants to bring back. We're the American people, and the future is still ours to build. So let's get to work.
100% Lincoln Project. And what you have to remember, although you see businesses, members of media companies, members of social media companies, members of the media, journalists, reporters, anchors, bending the knee, complying in advance, not holding truth to power without fear or favor. Even though you see that happening, you, the people, you are the folks who have the voice. You can make a difference. Just because Donald Trump was elected president of the United States does not mean that it takes your power as an American citizen away, that it takes your rights away. You have to fight against that. You must fight against that. All the while, though, remember, still guarding your peace. My mantra is that you can be informed without being inundated. And I triple down on that, especially coming in the next 4 years. You do not have to sit in front of the television all day and be angered by some micro development or micro breaking news development about what Donald Trump tweeted or something outrageous that he said, because it's going to happen. It's going to be like a fire hose. You don't have to do that. You don't have to respond to every single notification that comes across your phone. As a matter of fact, turn them off or fix them so that they don't come through so often. You got to guard your peace. We have gone through this before. We have seen this before. We have seen every time he says something, every tweet, everyone goes crazy and it's on the news and they make a big deal of it. And what did that do to you? Were you able to control that or change that over the last time that he was in office 8 years ago? Because now he's back. And all of that fretting that you did, all of that sharing of memes, all of that sharing of every single thing that he said, every outrage. Oh my gosh, he appointed this person. Can you believe that this person in his administration did that? What did that do to you? Where did that get you? It got you nowhere. So you have to be smarter about what you do. Change things. See if you can change things on a local level and be informed without being inundated. Speaking of such, let's talk about the social media sites. Because at the inauguration were folks who own social media sites, folks who own huge technology companies, all there sitting with the president to be of the United States and eventually the president. Tim Cook, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of TikTok, and the CEO of Twitter or head of Doge, all there. A consolidation of power among billionaires. When the concern was that what? A foreign power, a foreign entity owns TikTok, owns a social media site. Should you be just as concerned about the consolidation of power, especially among social media sites, from the Americans, the folks who live right here in the country? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has some wise words to say regarding this issue, and I think you need to pay close attention to it.
Well, I want you all to put all the pieces together, because what this effectively means is that every social media platform, mass social media platform in the United States has been taken over by the right wing, with the exception of Blue Sky, but Blue Sky is still very small, relatively. So when I say put the pieces together, Elon Musk took over Twitter, and there's open reporting. It's pretty obvious as well that they have manipulated the algorithms. They've artificially manipulated the algorithms to boost right-wing content on X and to amplify harassment. Then you have Meta. So you have Mark Zuckerberg, and I know we're on Instagram right now, saying that they're basically also bending the knee to Trump with their changes to fact-checking, regardless on how effective that was in the first place. It's an open signal. And now TikTok is now saying, hey, we are agreeing, we will use our push notification system for all 170 million American users to promote Donald Trump. Just understand that government announcements like this with companies, they never name politicians. They will usually name law or policy. TikTok is making an explicit agreement to do this. And if I were a betting person, they probably are making a deal with Donald Trump to not just use these push notifications. They probably would consider algorithmic changes, which is ironic because the time when people voted for the TikTok ban, there was a lot, it was in the environment, was because there was a lot of pro-Palestinian content. And that argument was being used as being somehow anti-American, which, you know, human rights, I guess supporting human rights is somehow bad.
Again, those are her words. She believes that there was some deal possibly made. She's saying that with the algorithm. Here's what we do know is that the folks who own those sites, they can control the algorithm and do what they want. They can amplify and suppress whatever they want. They have influence over the consciousness of Americans, over the information that gets to Americans, over elections, over foreign policy, over a lot of things. They have huge influence over that. how people feel about certain things, and also the information that actually gets out for people to be able to see. Don't underestimate the power of social media. Otherwise, you would not have had such a groundswell, really, of outrage about TikTok going dark. And now they have made some sort of agreement, regardless of what the Supreme Court has ruled. The Supreme Court ruled that that TikTok should divest of its foreign owners before it could operate in the United States, or if it wanted to continue to operate in the United States. Donald Trump has said, we're going to fix that, basically overriding the Supreme Court. You still have power. You have the power to decide if you want to use the social media sites. You have the power to decide if you want to engage and give people your content. You have that power. You have the power to decide if you want to continue to use the products from people who don't have your best interest at heart. Now, I'm not saying that you should boycott anyone, but I'm telling you, you have the power to do that. You also have the power to decide what information comes into your life and what information does not come into your life. A lot of outrage there's been, especially over the last weekend, in regards to people who some have been calling sellouts. And I'm talking about rappers like Snoop Dogg and Rick Ross and Nelly and Soulja Boy, all performing at some instance, at some venue at the Donald Trump inauguration. People are upset by it. People are believing they sold out, especially coming from a genre of music that is supposed to hold truth to power, that talks about the man having his foot on your neck and keeping people down, especially Black people. And there they are performing for the person who wanted to bring the death penalty back for the Central Park Five, the exonerated five, who called professional athletes sons of bitches, who calls Black women dumb and stupid, who calls African nations and Black countries shithole countries. And there they are performing in front of a very group of people, the MAGA folks, who want to keep them down, who say the most racist things about people of color. And now they want to welcome them into the MAGA movement. There's a very smart gentleman, I believe, on social media who points out it's not just that you need to be aware of everything, not just the folks who are performing at the inauguration, but of every single thing, sort of what AOC is talking about, of every single facet of consumerism, because you ultimately have the power. It's not just performing at an inauguration. Pay close attention and see. I'm not saying you have to boycott any of these venues or businesses, but you should at least be aware. Listen.
You're telling me to speak on Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, Nelly, and Soulja Boy performing at the Trump Bitcoin rally, and you're asking me if that's selling out. And come on, guys, that's a layup for me. Let me talk about somebody more important than those four people, and that's you. For the foreseeable future, you're going to be staring at a bunch of strikingly ironic images just like that one. And you're going to see Jay-Z sitting next to Roger Goodell in the owner's box at the Super Bowl, looking down at an NFL field where Kendrick Lamar will perform for the NFL, the same NFL that banned Colin Kaepernick, and you will cheer. And that's going to be a week after Kendrick Lamar wins a whole bunch of Grammys at the Grammy Awards. The same Grammy Awards that choose Taylor Swift as their Beyonce every single year, and we get mad. But because it's Kendrick Lamar, you will cheer. Over and over, you will see your favorite entertainers, the ones that sold you on getting independent and getting your freedom from the man that's holding you down, doing business with that same man, and you will cheer. because deep down inside, you see your scared self in those entertainers. You too want to wrap yourself around power to find safety. You too say, well, they're just doing business. They got to play the game to change the game, because deep down inside, man, you don't want to flip a table over. You just want a seat at that table, even if it's the worst seat in the house. And I won't judge you, because I've made those same choices.
There you go. And many people are making those same choices. What's the payoff? All money is not good money. What is the payoff? Again, just be informed about it. It's not just one thing. Just be informed. What that young man is saying is the definition, the original definition of what it means to be woke. So I'll leave you with two things. You can be informed without being inundated, and stay woke. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.